Hey everybody, I'm back, and this is going to be our painting part, our painting session for the Sunflower and Dragonfly free painting challenge, free class. I'm going to pull myself up over here on my iPad so I can see comments. Let's see, it's always hard to get it started. Hi. I see myself, but this is the video I did before. So hold on, sorry. Maybe it's not on here yet. Maybe I have to scroll down more. Oh, that doesn't seem right. I'm scrolling way down. Oh, here it is. It just now showed up. Okay. So hello. Who have I got here with me? I'm swiping left for comments. Mary and Dawn and Shelly. Hi. Oh gosh, you guys are so awesome to still be here with me. Yay. That time went by so fast. I'm like, oh, that's okay if you're still tracing. I'm like, wow, it's already time for me to hop back on. I put the videos on YouTube. I uploaded them really quick. I made a YouTube screensaver. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And I uploaded the 3 videos before. Howdy doody, Lisa. How are you? So here we are. Here's what I have, right? And I'm going to start painting before my paint dries up. So I'm going to turn the camera down. Any questions that you guys have, just pop them in the chat there. Let's see if I can get this situated a little bit better. So now when we're painting yellow, you want really clean water. And I've got the same water from when I did the deer painting the other day. So I'm going to switch out my water really super quick because that's going to show when in my yellow. Yellow is a paint color that has the weakest tinting strength. I guess that's what they call it in the industry. So you have to have a very clean brush and clean water when you're dealing with yellows. Did you guys know that? You probably did. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me rinse out my water container. Okay, sorry about that. I decided to grab, and just in case, I grabbed some of my Anita's Pearl Metallic. This is my favorite color to put on my background of my substrates because that pearlescent finish really looks pretty, especially under resin. It looks really pretty. This bottle was almost empty, so I had to find another one real quick. And sometimes I will use white also. And this color, I wish it came in the larger bottle, like this one, the 8-ounce bottle, but it doesn't. This metallic, this one says Pearl Metallic. This is the same thing, only it's white. I don't know why it's named differently, and I wish this one came in an 8-ounce bottle, but these are both from Hobby Lobby. But yeah, I like having the white too. And I'm going to lay down some yellow on here to see if it pops enough. It probably will, because this is a pretty light background. But I might want just a little bit of white. I'm probably being too picky. That I might want a little bit of white right there. I probably don't need to worry about that. All right, so just grab any brush really, and let's just put some yellow on here. Oh yeah, that's gonna pop just fine, I think. What is that, a thread or something? I don't know what that was. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this straight up yellow in here. And the nice thing about having those lines that we put in is that will kind of hide our brush strokes. You know what I mean? When we paint that outline in around there, it'll really clean the whole thing up and look really nice. I'm not worrying about the little spaces in between the petals. I guess I could, but I don't feel like being that tidy. Because who knows, I might come back in and paint that with white anyway. So I'm just using a flat brush. To get this painted in pretty quickly. It's, I like the width of this. It's like a 1/4 inch wide. And this is where, if you don't really have professional paints, you know, like Golden or, you know, a name brand paint, this is where, you know, the rubber meets the road, if you will, because craft paints, I just don't think they look as good. Now, granted, this isn't going to look as vibrant as it could if I had a white background. If I really wanted this yellow to pop, I would have painted it with a white first to really make the yellow pop, but I'm not that worried about it. At any rate, what I was trying to say is that, I mean, I'm not knocking craft paints, but if you can only buy 1 or 2 paints in a professional grade paint, I would definitely suggest a yellow, like a Cad yellow medium or Cad yellow light, or a Hansa yellow light. And I would also suggest a magenta, because when you've got it in a professional grade, it really shows, it really is much more vivid. And they just don't do as well in a craft paint. Oh, Carol, you're so sweet. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today on this Friday? It's really a lovely day here. Tell me what the weather is like where you're at. I mean, it is a perfect day out. I just got my mail out of the mailbox, and apparently there's 2, they must be kindergartners in the neighborhood that just got dropped off. And I was like, it's nice now standing out there picking the kids up off of the bus, but it's not going to be nice in a few months. I feel bad for my neighbor that she'll be having to do that. But my grandson is in kindergarten now, and I've got Grandparent Day coming up, end of September, so that will be fun. I think they're going to do some kind of performance. And they're both in the same school, both Hannah and Elijah, so that'll be really fun. And then it's also Hannah's birthday, so we're going to go do some fun stuff at the mall. I think her mom has a day planned for painting at one of those pottery places. Okay, So I've got that all filled in. I'm gonna go this way. Nice and bright and yellow and happy. You had showers? Gosh. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yeah, no showers here today. All right, so I'm gonna take this Indian yellow, or just take a deeper yellow. If you don't have a deeper yellow, you can make one. If you wanna make like a yellow orange. So if you don't have a color wheel to look at, I still get confused by orange, yellow, orange, and orange, believe it or not. Oh, did I put that away? Let me go grab it again. Oh, I had it laying over here the whole time. I just forgot. All right, well, anyway, here's a different one. This is a fun thing to practice. But anyway, orange and yellow orange. So yellow orange should be halfway in between the yellow and the orange, you know, visually. So we want a yellow orange. And let me see if this kind of really looks like it. This isn't really, Indian yellow is a little bit different. I'm going to take some of my Pyrrole Red and put it in there instead. See how that looks. So that might be a little too dark. I don't know, but let's just try it. And I'm just going to put it on some in-between places. I'm just going to do like 4 of them. I'm basically putting it in the in-between places, and then I'm going to blend it. So the way I'm going to do that, kind of putting it on the bottom of these petals. So don't do too many at once. So now you want to wipe off what's in your brush. So I'm just going to pinch it out, pinch it twice, and then I'm going to go get some more yellow, clean yellow. My green ran into my yellow. And I'm just going to load my brush with that. Okay. And I'm just going to go hit all these spots that I just put that with. That I just put the yellowish orange on. So that's why I say don't do too many at once, because it wants to start drying on you. And the strokes that I'm doing are in the direction of the petals, you know, towards the center of the flower. Sometimes if you repeatedly apply, it'll kind of make it blend for you. So all I really want to do, now that it's super wet from just having just painted that on, I'm going to load my brush again with the yellow orange, and with the thin side of my brush, I'm just going to go in there and do, you know, a few strokes like this. Again, I'm just putting them in the direction that the petals grow. So we're basically just kind of streaking color in here. Don't think about it too much. Let it be expressive. I think it's almost like the more you can see those strokes, the better it looks. It kind of shows your confidence. What you could do too is just paint the darker color along one side of each petal. So this is way too orangey, maybe. This is starting to look like orange instead of yellow orange. But let's put it in a couple spots and see what happens. So now I'm going to grab some yellow and hit it right away. I mean, you could even think of it as like fire, like little licks of fire or something. Sometimes I'll tell myself that. I guess I tend to kind of put it as almost an outline, but whatever works. This is the fun part. So have fun. And you know, we might even add another layer of this later on too, of yellow. But you basically start with a mid-tone of yellow, and then we add a yellow orange, and then we're going to come back in with like a lighter yellow with white added to it. I think I want to make these over here a little darker. Just kind of tuck these in back here. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some white. I was debating if I want my pearl white, but I think I just want a nice white. I probably will mix some pearl in here at some point though, but okay, so here's a little bit of white. And I want to get some of this on here. So this time I'm going to switch my brush and use like my liner brush. And I'm going to take some of this white and pull it over next to the yellow. And my brush is really loaded. And then I'm just going to come in here and, you know, put some strokes in. And you want to be confident here. Just look at the direction and put that stroke in and leave it. Just have fun with it. So what I'm doing too is I'm picturing where that black line is going to be, and I'm painting into where the black is going to be. It'll cover the edge of that stroke later on. Yes, I'm near an airport. It's kind of cool though. And it's funny, at night I'll see little planes flying over. I think people take flying lessons at night, which I think that would really freak me out. There's just no way I could do that. Of course, I would never want to fly a plane in the first place. Hi, Michelle. Marilyn says, yes, pearl white. So see how we had to have that darker yellow so that this yellow would pop? Okay, so I watched The Lovely Bones and I was disappointed. I'm sorry. Ugh, I was. It's a little bit out there for me. Did you guys watch that? You probably watched it a long time ago. And if you're not sure where to put a stroke, then don't, you know, you don't have to. I'm kind of liking the light yellow, how it's popping so much. And again, I'm picturing that the black is going to be added later. Okay. I see one more area where okay. The Lovely Bones. It was a movie. It was out there. It was kind of out there. I think it was a famous book too, right? Does anybody know? My husband got this video channel called Paramount. We don't even have normal cable anymore. We stopped it years ago. Anyway, so now we've got all these movies that we haven't seen. Okay, so I did get some paint in the middle part. I know I'm going to put glass in there later, but you know what? I may as well paint that, but maybe just kind of lightly. And maybe I will use my pearl, my metallic, with some blue and some green, just to get a little sparkle in there maybe. So I'm going to put some of that in the middle and just add some blue and some green. And of course, this is just going to be very, very pale. Well, it's not as pale as I thought. There was a little bit of yellow in my brush, but that's okay. So this metallic is very sheer. What color was this again? Oh, that's the purple. So yeah, we're going to have a dragonfly here. I forgot all about that. And I want that dragonfly to really pop. And yeah, they usually are kind of light, aren't they? So maybe we do need to put, you know, purple in there to get some contrast. Yeah, the blue-green just looks so nice against there, doesn't it? And, you know, we talk about that a lot in the membership. Contrast really is an important element in painting. It really, really is. Okay. And remember, our black lines are going to do a lot of work for us. But so now I think I'm ready to do something to the background. Let's see what happens if we put this on there, the pearl metallic. I'm just going to squirt it right on here. And the nice thing about it is that it's sheer, so we don't have to worry about those lines disappearing. They won't. And I'm really not even that worried about this going over any of my sunflower petals, to tell you the truth. Oh, yeah, I like that. There's just something about having a little sparkle, right? I am a sparkle girl. I'm not ashamed of it. Distribute this somewhere else. Somehow I got a hair on here. Now, can you kind of see the sparkle at all? The sheen of it? Yeah, you can kind of see it, right? In fact, we could probably paint this over the petals too, but I'm not going to do it yet. And it's just such an easy thing to do, you know, this metallic paint. You know, and what's kind of nice about it too is that it's not white paint. And there is some talk about white paint having issue with resin, being under resin. That the white in the paint, the titanium white, somehow causes it to resin to yellow a little bit prematurely, but I don't know if that's, I don't know that that's absolutely true. I almost think that yellow is going to show up, yellowing is just going to show up more on a white background, you know? So I take it with a grain of salt when people say that, because again, it's contrast. It's going to show up more because the background's white. I don't know. I think I did see something that there were some tests done and that it really does happen, but I still think it's the visual effect of it. So whatever. Okay, so there we go. And I do, oh, here's that hair again. I guess I'm dropping hairs on here. Oh gosh, that is pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and brush that into the sunflower. Man, it looks great. I just got some yellow on my background, but I don't think that's the end of the world. So what we could do, oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. I love that. All right, let's dry this and put some of that metallic on the sunflower petals now. So if you use a heat gun to dry your paint, you really have to keep the heat gun 5-6 inches away and keep it moving so you don't burn the paint. Oh, that's a good idea, Joyce. I saw something on TikTok where they were putting purple, some kind of purple stain on teeth. It works with hair coloring also. Blondes, you know, with the purple shampoo. You haven't had issues? Yeah, I've never had issues either, Michelle. So who knows? I think it's the amount of, you know, how much you leave it out in the sun too, you know what I mean? How much exposure you have. And, you know, I like to touch the paint too, because sometimes you really can't tell until you touch it to see if it's dry. All right, so yes, I really do like what that looks like on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, do I want to use the white or this? I think I want to use this. It kind of grayed it down a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is add yellow to it. I just squirted yellow paint all over the place. And, you know, this is going to show up how your strokes are. So you might actually want to kind of be more intentional with your strokes as you're doing this. And maybe not even necessarily do every petal. And I'm just not the kind of painter that wants to methodically worry about every single stroke and fill in every section perfectly. This is bothering me though, this part over here. I don't like the lack of contrast there, so I'm going to dry that and put that yellow back in. The rest of it is fine. Let's see what you like, you know. Iridescent white. From what company? Hey, Brandy. See, that's dry already. Okay. Let me get that yellow back in there. I keep forgetting where my top is. But see how you can be more intentional with those strokes, and you know you could put them back in if you've lost them. You can make your value just a little bit darker, you know, and you can take your time if you want to. But the nice thing is you really don't have to, which is what I like. So it's just a matter of what you like. So I'm just kind of upping the contrast a little bit. Just simple strokes, really. Okay, so I'm going to just try just straight up yellow. See, this was yellow with white. The darker color is yellow with Indian yellow. So now I'm going to try and just use my straight up yellow, which is my Hansa Yellow Opaque, just to see. And I'm going to use my liner brush again. And that's what I'm saying. Yellow is like a color that you have to kind of layer. Same thing with red. You have to layer reds. So see how that looks a lot more vibrant because it's a second layer of yellow. So this could be my, my medium yellow. If I paint it over either color, I'll get another variation in value. If I paint it over the Indian yellow, it makes it a little lighter. If I paint it over the light color that I had, it makes it a little darker. Oh, I got splatters somehow. I don't know how I did that. Whoops. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you may not even realize that you need to do it until you put it on there and you see the difference once it's on there. So that's probably enough. I think I'm going to come back with one more time with the light yellow because I went a little too far in a couple places. Or maybe I'll try using my metallic white this time. So this is metallic white with yellow. It's not going to show up too much. It's not as strong. I think I picked up a little bit of green in there too. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Okay, so we'll let that dry. We'll leave that part alone for now. And I think I am going to use the gold paint pen on the background. So I've got this Deco Color Premium Prime Premium paint pen. I keep losing my comments. And this is the bullet nib, but I think that'll work. So you don't want to paint anywhere where it's wet. And I'm just going to go over all these lines. And believe it or not, that's going to look really gorgeous under resin. So that would be the next step, just going through and, you know, going over all those lines you made earlier with your gold paint pen. Oops, I just missed that. You can also use, they have them in silver now too. Well, you have to have the light just right to be able to see what you're doing. So I keep turning it so that I'm comfortable. Yeah, it's a little bit detail-y, but not really too hard. Oh, lost my line. Okay. What do you guys think? Do you like it so far? Do you like the gold paint pen? So I'm just avoiding the areas with wet paint right now, because that'll, you don't want to get paint on the nib of this pen. Really looks different in the different light, doesn't it? Oh, they have copper too. That's pretty cool. May I please buy this when you're finished? Oh, Marilyn, sure, of course. You're so sweet. Hope it turns out good. I think it will. I know, sunflowers are just so happy, aren't they? I love them. Okay. Getting there. So probably what we'll do is we'll finish out all of these lines on this video, and then we'll take another break. I'll upload this video to YouTube. And, you know, by the way, I shared the link for the YouTube playlist on my page right before I started, if you want to grab that. And that way you'll have forever access to it. You know, just like in my membership, it's exactly the same thing I do in the membership as I share a YouTube link. So I figure this is a way for you to get a taste of what the membership is like, in case you're curious. So I have my hand on the table next to the substrate. My hand is not on the substrate, and it seems pretty comfortable. But you got to make sure that your wrist and everything is comfortable. Oops. Let me cover up my paint. I always forget to do that, just in case we want to paint more later. Sorry, I just dipped my hand in something, and I don't want to transfer it onto here. So I'm not really too worried about that. I can probably paint over that dot that I got there. Hey, Jean. And, oh, thank you, Mary. I know, it's kind of different having a little pattern in the background, right? I don't even know if damask, is this called like a damask pattern? I'm probably not saying it right. I don't know if that's even in. I don't know. I think it's kind of timeless, though, if I had to guess. Oh, I missed this one little part right here. Probably because I was afraid to get it wet. I know it's not perfect, but I think that's okay. It's the kind of thing where it really comes together in the end. When we do the black, that's gonna really make the whole thing pop. You kind of have to hang with me. Trust the process a little bit. Well, I don't know if I even just did that right. I mean, even if you make a mistake, it still looks fine. Now this paint still looks kind of wet, so I don't want to put my hand there. And then, you know, if you feel like your pen tip is getting it all dry, you know, just have a little practice pad of paper next to it to check your point and get it flowing again. Oh, I really don't know where that one was supposed to go. Oh, okay. Oh, see, little dot of it came flying out because I shook it too hard. But now it's really flowing. Guess I didn't realize how dry it was. Oh yeah, it's coming out much nicer now. Okay, maybe it's a little thicker though. Okay, I see one spot here that didn't have anything in there, so I'm just gonna put some hints of lines in there. So just look for any little places where there's an obvious big opening. Just put something in there. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. All right, so just for the heck of it, I want to see, I'm dying to see what the black is going to look like. So let me just do a little bit of a line with the black. So when you do the black lines, it's going to be very important that your paint really flows off your brush readily, you know. So if you don't have a high flow acrylic like this by Golden, it's okay, you don't have to use that, but just make sure you use something. Make sure your brush is really loaded and that it's really gonna flow. Off your brush. Yeah, that's going to be nice. So for thinner ones, have your brush a little more upright. So the handle of my brush is pointing more towards the ceiling when I want a thinner line. And I'm kind of letting the brush lay down. So let me show you that. Yeah, it's going to look really nice. Okay, so let me show you these, how to, you know, paint decent lines, because I know this is, you know, not easy. I know that. Okay, let me get this over here. All right. So you're going to have a guideline, right? Are any of you guys nervous about painting the black lines? Probably, right? You could use a black paint pen. Yeah, you could. Certainly. I think if you could do this, it's probably going to look a little richer. So let's do a few of these. And then you're going to have some where the petal is in front of another one, right? Okay, so let's see if I can explain this. So I've got a really nice thin puddle. It really flows. It's like milk. The fluidity of it is like milk. It's not like cream or yogurt. It's thin. It's like milk, okay? And my brush is fully loaded, and you really do need a good point on your brush. You're better off with a script liner brush with long bristles like this so that you don't have to reload as often. And so what I want you to notice first when I do this is look at the handle of my brush, and I'm going to use my pinky as an anchor, and I'm just going to do like a straight line. So that's like a nice practice, doing straight lines, thin. And then if I lay the handle of the brush down as I do another line, I'm going to push it and it's going to get thicker. So I'm starting with the handle up, and then I'm going to lay the handle down and push. And look at the bristles of the brush. They're completely laying down. The belly of the brush is fully against the paper. So that gives me variation. I'm going to add a little more water to this even. It actually thickened up a little. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to also curve it. So we're going to start out pointy, start out with the handle up, and come around and push down. And then release the pressure back up again. So thin, push down, thick. You can do it nice and slow. It looks thicker because it's on paper. The paper's absorbing it. So now I'm going to do it over here. So I'm going to start out thin, push down. The belly of the brush is against the paper, and I'm slowly turning it. You can do it slow. You don't have to do it fast. And then I want this side to be thinner, so no pressure. Thick. My brush wasn't loaded enough. When you see a scratchy look like that, and it starts to feel dry, you need more paint in your brush. So thick, push down. Thin, the handle is up, and it's just the tip of the brush touching. So thin, just the tip of the brush, push down. Sometimes it's hard to release it at the end because this is so long, these bristles. So you have to just kind of ease up your pressure and come back and paint it with just the tip, I guess. So does that help? Hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, drop them below. But that's how you paint nice lines. I'm going to do maybe just a couple more. Again, make sure that brush is really loaded enough. I think it's nice to make the tips kind of curl a little bit, do something sassy. Sassy sunflowers. I'm noticing that wherever I paint over the gold, it wants to kind of pull away a little bit. I think I need to put more paint out actually. All right, this will be my last petal. So any questions at all, you guys, let me know. All right, you guys, I am going to stop the video here and we will come back. When should I come back on? Who do I have here with me? Do I still have you guys? I might need to do a second coat of black. I don't know. Actually, it's kind of cool the way it's doing that. Sometimes those happy accidents are happy accidents. Let's see. I'm going to pull it up and see. Oh no, I hope I didn't lose you guys. Did I lose you guys? I did it again. I didn't plug in. Oh, looks like you're still here. I hope I didn't lose you guys. All right, so that's what it's looking like. Wow, there's a whole lot going on there, huh, when you turn it. So it's really gonna look awesome under resin, I think. And I'm glad we did the black outlines. Did I lose you guys? Still here. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Somebody needs to be my plug-in reminder pal. So bad about that. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys catch up and do this. Show me yours if you've started this. Show me your progress. I would love to see it. And let's see, what time is it now? Let me see. It is, where's my clock? Oh, it's almost 2:30. So how about if I come back on at 3:30 and we'll finish it up? We'll finish up the painting. Now the rest of it, the glass portion, I'm probably going to do in my membership only. If you want to continue and see the rest of the lesson, let's see, I'll figure out a way for you to access it. Let me know if you can let me know at that point if you're going to want to watch the rest of it. All right, so I'll see you guys back here in about an hour around 3:30. All right, bye.